This is Sunday Live with Jeff Koinange and Olive Barrows.
And welcome to the second Sunday in December. It is a great Sunday for us.
The festivities are here.
You can almost smell Christmas.
Yes, you can.
In the meantime, one of the most world's dictatorships has fallen in the Middle East.
Bashir al-Assad.
In Syria.
And you were telling me that his family has been in power for 53 years. 54.
Yeah, when we were growing up, we knew his father, al-Assad, and then he took over after his father died. And he's been in power, and they've been trying to overthrow him for so many years. They haven't managed. And then in the last 2 weeks, rebels have literally overrun the country.
I was reading that it's because the economy tanked.
Yes. And Damascus, the capital, overrun. Rebels have controlled it. So the question is, what next?
And according to Russia, he's fled.
According to them, yes. Either to Iran or to Russia or wherever.
Yeah, but the story continues to develop.
It was filthy rich.
But it's end of an era.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. In the meantime, we have great stories for you today. A feature on donkey meat. Yes,
we're calling it donkey beef because apparently we are consuming it under the guise of we are consuming beef.
No wonder these days I feel like lifting heavy loads. Okay. I feel like, lifting heavy loads,
So apparently donkey, what's it called? The hide is used in medicine in China. They boil down the hide and then get the gelatin, and then apparently it keeps you young. But that's not proven. So the Africa Union has banned trade in donkey meat and in donkey, the parts.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's the story we have tonight.
All right. So start tweeting at Koinange Jeff.
At Barrows at Citizen TV Kenya.
The hashtag is
Sunday Live.
Sunday Live begins right now.
Tonight.
Sam Kituku couldn't do that.
We shall have a problem managing those elections if we don't have an IBC in good time.
They are obviously a lying regime, and they've been found out.
The parties that have taken this matter to court to try and reach an out-of-court settlement.
Appoint IEBC now. Church and the opposition mount pressure on President Ruto's administration to reconstitute the IEBC. But Kindiki blames court cases for delays.
Legislating in silence. The irony of silence for public rally megaphones as Oscar Sudi and Georgia Ladwa top list of silent MPs.
On our special feature tonight, we tell you how unsuspecting Kenyans are feeding on donkey meat, which is disguised as beef.
Coming on Citizen Planet, we tell you how natural health therapies are gaining popularity in Eldoret.
And welcome to the broadcast. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Yulan Zale. Now, pressure continues to mount with the church joining in the call for the reconstitution of the IEBC, the Independent Electoral Boundaries Commission. Anglican Church Bishop Jackson Olesapit has warned that the country risks compromising the upcoming general election if the issue of reconstitution of the Independent Electoral Boundaries Commission is not quickly resolved.
Archbishop. And as Kamau Mwangi now reports, opposition leaders led by Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka have accused President William Ruto of employing delay tactics in constituting the electoral body.
Taking cue from Supreme Court Judge Isaac Lenaola on Friday, the church and opposition leaders have added their voice to the push for the reconstitution of the electoral body. The Anglican head, Archbishop Jackson Olesapit, says that the management of the 2027 polls is in serious jeopardy if the commissioners are not in office in good time.
IEBC need time to clean up the register. They need time to ensure that unregistered Kenyans, especially among the youth, are registered. We will need an IEBC that is completely prepared to handle the election in good time for procurement purposes and make sure that we run an election that our team has been trained well enough in good time to be able to manage that process.
The Anglican leader says the current state of affairs at IEBC amounts to a violation of rights.
Having an absence of IEBC is a violation to the rights of Kenyans. Let us put the best interests of the country before our own interests, and when we do that, then Kenya will be a better place for all of us.
Elsewhere, opposition leaders are accusing President William Ruto of mischief over the reconstitution of IEBC.
William Ruto should come out of the slumber and do something. The country is waiting for him. You know, they tell their proxies, because the fellows who have gone to court are the proxies of UDA. Tell your proxies to withdraw the case. Name within the next 1 week the panel, and then the next few months we should have in place an IEBC.
The time has come when we must stop the blame game. The time has come ambayo tunasema lazima tuweke aside the intrigues of politics and the legal intrigues, and we reconstitute our IEBC. Taifa letu liwe na tume ya uchaguzi.
Kamau Mwangi, Citizen TV.
Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki has called for an out-of-court settlement between the two parties fighting for a position on the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission selection panel to allow for Kenyans to have a new electoral body.
That's right. Speaking in Kakamega County, where he attended a church service, Professor Kindiki defended the government, saying the president's hands are tied on the appointment of the selection committee. Let's get more from our very own Emmanuel Toe.
In response to the growing impatience, concern and disenfranchisement on why the country is dangerously operating without an electoral commission, Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki sought to clear the air, defending the government in the whole debacle, calling on the warring factions currently in court to withdraw their petitions and allow for the reconstitution of the electoral body.
So we request those who filed those cases to go and reach an out-of-court settlement so that the injunction is lifted and we can move towards reconstituting an IEBC so that the people of Kenya can have political stability and the by-elections that are pending can be concluded as soon as possible.
While Azimio has settled on Ambassador Koki Muli to be its representative in the political party's liaison committee team, which is set to nominate 3 individuals to the 9-member IEBC selection panel, Augustus Chalo Muli has filed an appeal, arguing that he was shortchanged in the selection. The Kenya Kwanza side has already settled on Nicodemus Bore for the majority coalition and Evans Misati representing the non-parliamentary parties. The other bodies have also forwarded their names to Parliament before they are transmitted to the President. Similarly, another petitioner by the name Boniface Njogu has also filed a petition at the Kiambu High Court challenging the selection panel for lack of representation of the people living with disability. The matter is due for judgment on the 24th of January 2025.
I have seen there are some who are blaming the government. Now, when there's an injunction, the government is not able to do anything. We also want that, those political parties who have not agreed on who their representative will be to also go on and agree as soon as possible and stop the blame game so that we can have a new IEBC, hopefully by the end of the year or at the latest by next month.
Ombi langu ni kuomba viongozi wote waweze kuunga viongozi wetu wakiongozwa na Mheshimiwa Rais katika ile harakati ya kubuni tume huru la mipaka na uchaguzi ili kufanikisha by-election zetu.
The country has operated for close to 2 years without a substantive IEBC, with by-elections pending and boundaries delimitation overdue. The absence causing jitters from Kenyans who have called for the IEBC reconstitution now. Emmanuel Toe, Citizen TV.
Now, former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has faulted President William Ruto for rebuking Kenyans who criticized his performance and instead asked his former boss to deliver on his promises.
Gachagua also told those in government to stop attacking religious institutions. The former deputy president also called for speedy reconstitution of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, as you'll hear now from Seth Olale.
Resurfacing for the first time in public since being attacked by goons at a funeral service in Limuru, Kiambu County. Former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua picked up from where he had left, criticizing President William Ruto's approach to governance. Speaking during a church service at the Mwiki PCA Church in Nairobi, Gachagua joined Kenyans in faulting the absence of a properly constituted IEBC, warning that the lack of commissioners taints the credibility of the 2027 general elections.
An election is as credible as a process. Kriegler report walisema the Electoral Commission must be in place 3 years before the election. Sasa tumebaki mwaka 2 unusu. Hakuna IBC.
The former DP calling on the government to be tolerant to religious leaders as they highlight the plight of ordinary mwananchi.
The voice of the church is the voice of God. Kama kanisa inasema iko shida, hao wahubiri ndio wanakaa na wananchi kila siku.
His allies, led by Nyandarua Senator John Methu, accused the state of intimidating them and vowed to continue supporting the former DP.
Sisi tutaendelea kushikilia mahali ya kusema ukweli, kushikilia mahali ya kusema ile kitu inahusiana na watu wetu.
Seth Olale, Citizen TV.
I learned a new word today.
What's that?
Inquirit. Inquirit.
Okay.
It has everything to do with our next story. You'll get it.
Okay, let's go.
Vocal Kapseret Member of Parliament Oscar Sudi and his Makadara counterpart George Aladwa have been ranked, to be among MPs who do not get this speak in Parliament. The Mzalendo report, which tracks the House performance, paints a picture of a Parliament
with mismatched priorities, and one where 40 sittings have had to be adjourned because of lack of quorum. Let's get more from our very own Stephen Little.
Vocal in the village but silent in Parliament. Kapseret MP Oscar Sudi is on the spotlight, with his Makadara counterpart George Aladwa ranked among MPs who chose silence and remain dead silent while in Parliament. Other members who do not speak in the House include two Irenes, Irene Kasalu and Irene Joki of Bahati, who have both pressed the mute button in Parliament, along the Kuria West MP Matthias Robi. Funyula MP Wilberforce Oundo, Dagoretti North MP Beatrice Alachi are best performing lawmakers in the chambers, with Seme MP James Nyikal, Makali Mulu of Kitui Central and Aden Kainan of Elders ranked top. In the Senate, Nandi Senator Samson Cherargei, Migori Senator Eddie Okech, Nyamira Senator Kongo Mogeni, and nominated Senators Tabitha Mutinda and Gloria Uruoba have been ranked most vocal senators in the House. The report also paints a House which is riddled with absenteeism and which have had to adjourn 40 out of the 158 sittings for lack of quorum, representing 25% of the sittings. On the utilization of the NGCDF, the Mzalendo report has compiled reports from the Office of the Auditor General and noted that 15 MPs are on the red alert over NGCDF audits, while 19 MPs are on the run over their fund misuse. According to Nancy Gathungu, no MP utilized funds to satisfaction of our office, with 221 MPs having issues with the Auditor General. The report has further highlighted the House at odds with citizens' expectations, demands and priorities. According to the report, the most pressing issues in the constituencies include lack of access to quality healthcare, infrastructural challenges, youth unemployment, insecurity, resource mismanagement, land disputes, inequality in allocations of the funds, and poverty. Stephen Leto, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
All right, let's switch gears here altogether and go on to our first feature of the night. And if you love donkeys, turn away. Donkey meat. may not be your regular culinary delight, especially in Kenya, but the meat could, without your knowledge, be finding its way to your dinner plate, if not your lunch.
For the last several months, Citizen TV has been on the trail of what, by all perspectives, appears to be an underground trade in donkey meat. Our investigations took us to secret routes where hundreds of donkeys are headed towards equally discreet slaughterhouses, from where meat disguised as beef is distributed to Nairobi and its environs. Here is Citizen TV's Brenda Wanga, part 1 of our special investigative series, Donkeys Beef.
For close to 3 months, Citizen TV has been on the trail of a thriving underground trade. From Narok County to Kiambu, from Bomet to Machakos and Kajiado counties, we tracked traders who, in conjunction with security officers, are decimating the country's donkey population for financial gain in a trade that has been banned in the country for the last 4 years. Donkeys are either bought or stolen and slaughtered for their meat, consumed locally, and their hide exported to the West.
Jana punda 300 alichinjwa.
Ilikuwa kuchinja punda natoa tu na wacha mafupa. Hii biashara iko na faida sana.
The semi-arid areas of Narok, Kajiado and Bomet counties have over the years provided the ideal environment and habitat for the beast of burden. The donkeys reared here prized by the community for the labor they provide. But these animals are now the target of business people who see more than their strength and endurance. They are highly sought for their hide and their meat. On any given market day in Suswa and Kajiado, these business people mingle with ordinary livestock farmers seeking to replenish their herds or offload animals. These traders are here to buy and sell donkeys in a business that remains illegal and shrouded in secrecy. So guarded are these transactions that our crew has to rely on phone photography to capture these images of donkeys destined for slaughter.
Kuanzia 2013 nilikuwa naenda mapunda Narok, Mulot na Makadi na huku Mosiro. Nilikuwa naenda hapo na anakuja kuchinja hapa Uasu Kajiado Kidong. Na ule gari nakujia anakuja usiku saa 1 anachinja kwa msituni na anapeleka nyama kwa Bomas. Ilikuwa kuchinja punda natoa tu steak na wacha mafupa.
Huwa tunachukuanga punda from Basil, tunachukua 46, tunachukua Shombole, tunachukua pande za Torosei, wale naitwa zinatoka pande za Tised hapo hivyo, zinakuja soko ya Basil na ikuje 40, tunachukua zinapita zaidi za Tinga. Mostly tunapeleka hadi pale Ewaso, huwa hapo ndio tunapeleka kama final product, tunaendanga tukaenda kuuza hapo.
The business of donkey slaughtering was outlawed in Kenya and more recently by the African Union, but this hasn't stopped these traders from sourcing the animals locally and across the borders. The animals come from as far as Tanzania through Namanga border and Magadi area, as well as from Uganda.
Na hii funda inatoka Eldoret, inatoka mpaka Kisii, inaletwa na maroli. Na so sisi tunaona tu funda ikiteremka na maroli. Na sasa kuuliza hakuna haizi za mali inatoa, lakini tunajua tu hakuna saa hivi imemalizwa hata mafunda yetu hapa karibu, kwa sababu wale wanachukua funda anashinja mpaka yako ambaye uko naye kwa bama anaiba.
It is a high-risk, high-rewards affair for the traders. They will buy the donkey at the cost of 7,000 to 8,000 shillings and sell it to the exporters at huge profit margins for the hide. The meat is also sold to local eateries or boarding schools in the areas where the slaughterhouses are located.
Hii biashara iko na faida sana. Sana. Kwa sababu ukiona mtu akiamka kama aache usingizi yake kuifanya kazi, hiyo kasi si kasi hasara.
After securing their load for the day, the traders have to devise ways of moving their animals from the market to the makeshift abattoirs in Narok and Kiambu counties. Through the scenic Ilbisil route, the animals are herded in batches or transported in lorries either to the thickets of Ewasondong or Ndeia, where they will meet their fate.
Tukitoa pale hivi siku ya masoko, tunagawagawa iende kumi ama mbao kwa sababu watu huwa siku hizi wakiona large crowd of donkeys wanaanza kupiga masimu kuuliza punda gani hiyo imepelekwa, ni kama imeibwa ama pia zinazuiliwa.
Nakuja kuchinja hapo kwetu na hapo Uwaso tu ndio ako na hiyo shida. Sasa kuingia kwa soko kama pande ya Suswa ama pande ya Uwaso na senya tu mapunda hapo wanaenda kuchinja juu imeisha huko kwetu. Na chinja mahali naitwa Anajole, ingine na chinjwa mahali naitwa Najile, ingine naitwa Engusoro Geri na pande ya Kiambu. Hapo Silora iko.
At the Ewaso Kedong makeshift abattoir, the gravity of the trade is laid bare. It could easily pass for the valleys of the shadows of death for the donkeys. A mound of skulls, hooves and bones, stripped of any shreds of meat, is what remains of what was clearly tens of donkeys. Our informant tells us that the latest slaughter took place just 3 days before our arrival here.
Jana, funda 300 alichinjwa. Na anachinjwa tu hapo Hasarani. Funda 300. Sasa hivi kuna funda 200 ambaye iko kwa Bama. Kwa sasa hivi anachinjwa leo usiku hii. Kwa hivyo hiyo biashara ilikuwa inachinjwa kila mahali hapa. Mpaka wasia wa kijiji alikataa kuchinjwa kwa haribu mabama kwa sababu anaharibu kwa mashamba kwa sababu ya fisi kukua mingi kwa mabama.
From Ewaso Kedong, our investigations lead us deep into the night and into the depths of Ndeia. This is the apt time for the slaughter of the donkeys. The donkey merchants have ensured tight security with young armed men guarding the enclosure. But there are no match for the police escort accompanying our crew from outside Kiambu County. Sources had indicated that there was collusion between the donkey traders and the local police. Cornered, the young men admit to the activities that take place here after nightfall.
Wanakuja wanachukua bunda huko wanagonga huko wanachinja wanaenda. Unajua bunda inachikongwa alafu inachinjwa tu inatolewa matumbo hizo vitu zingine alafu inapasuliwa tu anaenda nayo. Mfupa pia anaenda nayo. Mfupa inaenda nayo. Na ngozi? Ngozi wanaanika ngozi. Unaona ngozi ndio hii. Wanaanika ngozi namna hii. Ikikauka vizuri ndio wanakuja wanaweka lori tena wanaenda nayo.
The two are swiftly placed under arrest. In the slaughterhouse, hundreds of donkey hides are stacked up. The remnants of the donkeys can be found across the compound, with 3 lorry loads of live donkeys awaiting slaughter. The purveyors of this trade also go to great lengths to cover their tracks. Dried bones are doused in petrol and burned, while some are scattered in canyons. From Ndeia, our trail leads us to Machakos County, one of the counties that had been licensed to operate donkey abattoirs. From outside, nothing gives away the magnitude of undercover operations going on. Our presence here in the company of officers from Machakos County ruffles feathers of both the owners of the property and the business, but also of local police officers who do not shy away from expressing their displeasure.
This business is under the jurisdiction and we know about it. We know about it. Before hii kitu hata ianze, we were involved. There was public participation. Yes, and they have even shown us. They should not be worried. So then why can't you just at the end of business at work as one up and say maybe it's a licensed business, I'm doing ABCD and I've been doing this for this time. That's all. Ladies, kwanza nikasirisha. In the end of this nikuambia it's a human being. Don't. Yes, na nitarudia. Sasa were we part of wakati tulifika mbona huku shoot hao wengine? I have a right. Wacha nikwambie, hata kama nikuwa sacked, I don't mind. But it is wrong. I have a right as a human being to say don't. I have wewe ni mimi. And I'm not a coward. I'm not a coward. Usikuje kututisha. Siwezi kutisha fatu unaona.
Iko shida na sio shida kubwa. I've just been called to this place. This is a place I man. Kwanza si na raha kwa sababu huyu officer mwenye amenipea simu from entrance ameanza kunimulika na mimi namwambia don't shoot me na hiyo kitu. Sasa hiyo
And perhaps as an indicator that our investigations have touched a raw nerve, shortly a lady who claims to own the operation calls and offers our crew a hefty token to look the other way.
Ashakuwa rafiki yangu, siwezi kumfanyia kitu.
Sawa.
Jamaa mwingine mwenye mtaongea na yeye
ametakaje?
Sema ati ndafute wewe. Unajua watu wanafanya kazi nyingi. Si biashara moja wanaifanya, ni biashara nyingi. So wanaelewa kuna watu kama nyinyi, wanaelewa kuna askari. Tunaelewa Kenya yetu kila kitu. So wakaniambia
hata mbona sisi analeta shida sana, amekula yake akutosha. Hadi anataka kuchapa.
Realizing that the offer isn't working, she calms down and tries to explain herself and her business.
Zilikuwa ziende kitambo. But sasa vile barua zilikataa, hakuna barua sahihi inafanya export. Hakuna. Hata wewe ukienda kuuliza hakuna. Bado pia nao wanakimbiza barua wakitafuta barua ya export ndio wananyimwa.
Hizi mbona zinanuka hadi ziko very fresh? Does it mean like zilichinjwa kitambo lakini hadi pale nyuma nimepata kuna wale yenye damu bado iko. Damu iko meaning kwa hiyo damu ni ya punda ya jana.
Hizo zinakuwa zimewekwa kwa chumvi. Unaona zikiwekwa kwa chumvi zinakuwa zinabaki fresh. Unaona? Zinakuwa zinabaki.
So tukiweka ngozi moja ili imekauka chumvi itatoa damu. Hakuna
siku itakauka.
But ndo nasema ya pale bado inatoa damu. Does it mean tukichukua pale mezeka moja pale nyuma kuna zimepata zinatoa damu. Tukiweka chumvi itatoa damu.
Nasema inatoa damu.
Brenda Wanga, Citizen TV.
Oh my goodness.
Are you in shock?
Yeah. You don't eat beef, right?
No.
So you wouldn't have eaten donkey meat?
No, I would not. I don't think I have. But you know, sometimes you have those dishes where the meat is shredded. You never really know.
Yeah. Or donkey burger.
You wouldn't know.
You know.
But what I do know is 2/3 of the donkey population in the world domiciled in Africa.
Yeah.
And I suppose that's why the AU banned slaughtering donkeys for their skin.
Yeah. Would you eat a donkey samosa?
No, I would not. Not knowingly. Let's say that.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you did, you would want to lift heavy burdens.
Well, we already as a country carry a lot on our shoulders.
So it's like, you know, we're all eating.
Punda mechoka.
We're going to take a break, come back, plenty more ahead. Keep tweeting at Koinange Jam.
At Barrows, at Citizen TV Kenya.
#
Sunday Live.
Sunday Live. Takes a break. We'll be back. In the meantime, coming up. Coming up, leaders converge in Wajir to take stock of gains and challenges facing pastoral communities in Kenya.
As a parent, you want your little one to experience all that life offers. To touch the world with an open heart and curious mind. But the world, for all its beauty, holds unseen dangers. Germs, bacteria, tiny threats, waiting on every surface.
Dettrex protects you and your family from disease-causing germs.
That's why I choose Dettrex.
Allowing the freedom to be yourself all day long.
Jetrex, endorsed by Kenya Progressive Mass Association. Bidhaa bora kutoka Pwani Oil Limited.
These days, you have to shop smart as everything is so expensive. I shop smart. I always get a good bargain when I buy my mbogas from Mama Chege. I shop smart. I buy the 1 kg of Msafi, which costs the same as 500 grams of a popular detergent. I shop smart. Msafi removes tap stains and keeps clothes bright. And its pleasant fragrance keeps clothes smelling fresh. Chagua smart, value maradufu, na Msafi.
Jitokeze na Kiwi. Buy a Kiwi limited edition tin and stand a chance to win your share of 3 million in cash, school fees, shopping vouchers and other amazing prizes. Simply dial *459 *5#, enter the code under the lead and stand a chance to win. Step up and shine.
Explore Vietnam's beauty with View Travel. Enjoy the Hanoi City Tour, an overnight cruise in Ha Long Bay, thrill at Ba Na Hills, and tour Ho Chi Minh City, and so much more activities. Our 9-day adventure of Vietnam starts from $2,445 USD per person sharing. Angukia deals moto na View Travel. Book your dream Vietnam holiday and lipa pole pole. Visit viewtravel.com or call and WhatsApp 0703 254 254. View Travel. Dream, explore, discover.
Great yummy taste, gotta hack it. I spread bread, pate nguvu, gotta pack it. Napaka nyweki design ya mokoro. Blue Band, Juni natural cocoa. 5 vitamins, una grow plus vitam nani Tuna hack snack na ki Blue Band choco for your growth.
Getting an education policy from an insurance firm of your choice ensures you save for your children's education over a period through regular payments. In case of your untimely passing, the policy ensures your children's education continues. Upon maturity, you receive the full payment including all the bonuses earned. Talk to an insurance company and explore the best policy for your children's education needs. Visit www.akiinsure.com for more information.
Only the safest. Screened with metal detectors to make sure nothing is left behind during manufacturing. Only the best cotton, combed to make it soft on the softest skin. Only superior trims, like nickel-free non-ferrous poppers. The only sleep suits to choose. Woolies Babes Cotton Sleep Suits. Now only 960 shillings each when you buy 2.
Mbona umetoa mkono?
Dajukiz, mama yako alikufundisha kupika. Na mimi nikakufundisha kuendesha gari. Gari hili ni lako.
Soko, more than a meal.
Your skin naturally connects with nature and recognizes the goodness of native ingredients, which is why AfriSense Toning Bathing Bar is packed with African ingredients. AfriSense, discover the secrets of African beauty for your skin.
It is exactly 33 minutes past the hour. Welcome back to Sunday Live here at Citizen Television. Now, Land's Principal Secretary
That's right. Nixon Korir has assured residents of 5 settlements in Nakuru County that the government will restore their ownership rights in compliance with a High Court ruling.
That's right. Now, the PS, while in Mario Shoni, ward in Nakuru County, said the Ministry of Lands and the Forestry Department will embark on remarking the border between the settlements and the Mau Forest as per the directives of the Environment and Land Court.
PS Korir, in the company of MPs from the area, further noted that the delineation of boundaries will commence immediately, then be followed by the issuing of titles.
Now, Justice Mutungi said the residents had sufficiently proved that they were the rightful owners and occupants of in the pieces of land allocated to them after the government erased land for the settlements through a legal process.
Legal notice ya 2001. Na vile tumekuja hapa na mheshimiwa na PS Mugambi ni kuja kuweka beacons ya boundary ya forest ikiambatana na ile legal notice ya 2001. Tukishaweka beacons, watu wengi hapa wako na mataito zao.
Serikali haiwezi kukaidi maamuzi ya mahakama. Itahakikisha kwamba kabla ya kukula Krismasi mwaka huu wananchi hawa watakuwa wameshughulikiwa na waishi vizuri hapa Marishoni bila kusumbuliwa tena siku nyingine.
Over 500 delegates are expected to participate in the 4th Pastoralist Leadership Summit, which commenced on Sunday in Wajir County.
That's right. Now, President William Ruto is set to attend the conference, marking his first visit to the county since his election.
The summit aims to take stock of gains and challenges faced by pastoral communities. Ben Kirui has more.
The final touches for the 4th Pastoralist Leadership Summit were in top gear on Sunday, ahead of its official launch by Speaker of the National Assembly Moses Wetangula.
It happens every so often. We're hosting it here in Wajir County this year. And the theme is unlocking policy and financial bottlenecks in order to mainstream pastoralism in Kenya.
The summit brings together leaders and stakeholders from 15 pastoralist counties across Kenya to address critical issues affecting pastoralist communities.
The pastoral economy and its development is an integral part of the economy of this country. And it's good that every so often we meet to discuss what has worked for us, what hasn't, what could we do better.
This platform offers a unique opportunity for stakeholders to discuss sustainable strategies to unlock the economic potential of pastoralism, a sector deeply embedded in Kenya's cultural and economic heritage.
We have similar challenges, and we believe having policy makers here, having decision makers, and even as counties, my fellow governor has really elaborated.
President William Ruto is expected to grace the summit during his first official visit to the county since his election.
PLS 2024.
Over the course of 3 days, more than 400 delegates will participate in discussions aimed at shaping the future of pastoralism in Kenya. Ben Kirui, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
All right, on that note, we're going to take another break right here on Sunday Live. And just to remind you see that story we did on donkeys earlier on? That was part 1, right? But
yes.
Part 2 will be?
Tomorrow night. Here's tomorrow night.
Stay tuned for that, part 2.
We have a date.
Donkeys beef.
Yes.
In the meantime, we still have Citizen Planet coming up.
Yep, and it's all about saunas.
In El Dorado.
In Eldoret. Made fun of me for saying pastoral. So did you catch the sauna?
Sauna, not sauna.
Yes, sauna.
Thank you. Keep tweeting at Kananga
at O Burrows at Citizen TV Kenya.
The hashtag is Sunday Live. Sunday Live takes a break. We'll be back. In the meantime, coming up.
Coming up on Citizen Planet, we tell you why natural health therapies are gaining popularity in Eldoret.
As a parent,